video. Today I'm gonna talk about my newest and most amazing realization of myself. I finally put the pieces together that my people pleasing is one of my masks. I knew that I was a people pleaser. I've been calling myself a recovering people pleaser for a few years, but I didn't really realize how much that was draining me, how much having that mask on, thinking I'm protecting myself by pleasing others and pleasing under the false pretenses that I am pleasing them, going along with what they want to do, agreeing on emotional feelings when I'm not feeling the same way, not having any boundaries, and just allowing that mask to literally be my identity my entire life. And I didn't understand the magnitude. I have been exhausted, and I just learned that this is soul exhaustion. I have been so exhausted and fatigued for years, maybe more than a decade, maybe longer. And I just thought, I'm always tired. I'm always tired. That's just how this is. I need a lot of sleep. It's hard for me to function. And then along with all of the ADHD things that go along with that, executive dysfunction, and not being able to take care of myself. And then any mindful practices I was doing was just so that I could get enough energy to continue people pleasing, to continue giving to people outside of myself and to not pour into me. So anytime I was pouring into myself, it was just to get me to a certain level so that I could continue my behavior of people pleasing. And I do this in so many environments. I don't remember the last time I felt safe enough to not mask. And sometimes it is just like, I feel bad and this person likes me, so I don't want to, I have a fear of rejection, so I don't want to reject them and make them feel bad. But in the end, I'm hurting both of us because I'm not staying true to who I am, not aligning with authentic people who do appreciate my essence, and then also manipulating people into thinking that I am their best friend or someone they could date or whatever the case is, and really just building a relationship on rocky foundation because I'm not being honest or truthful about how I actually feel. And I've been suppressing my own emotions and fears and feelings my whole life. This has been my entire life. And my experience at the village I was at recently, I ended up hurting someone who I was really close to. And they need space, and I'm giving them space, and I'm giving myself grace because now at least I know. I actually know why I'm so fucking tired all the time. And it's because I've been fake. I've just been fake. I have not... There are moments within these relationships where I am being authentic to some degree, depending on the person, depending on how safe I felt with them. But I was still not being fully honest and transparent. And knowing this has lifted a weight off of me because I just thought that all of the things I was working on were separate. Like, people pleasing is separate from masking, and healing is separate. And I thought, oh, I'm so tired because I'm healing myself. Turns out healing is supposed to give you energy because you are healing something and becoming a truer form of you and calling your energy back. I learned how to do clairvoyant training. I was in clairvoyant training, and we would do this thing where we would fill ourselves up with our own essence. And the moment I would fill myself up, I would feel good. And then 5 minutes later, I would give that essence back away to others. And this is also the whole, there's narcissism here. There's the ego, your shadow. I would say my shadow, my biggest shadow that I'm working on right now is the people-pleasing mask that I have been wearing. And it's literally soul level exhaustion. It is so deep seated. And this last experience at the village I was at, I completely burnt myself out, completely, in 2 months. I exhausted and depleted all of my energy levels from being high masking, not feeling safe, and then people pleasing a lot, and just being surrounded by other people pleasers, because we're all like energetically, we come together, and like that helped me really see it so many different ways. And it has taken me about a month being out of that village to really settle with that and to really see that that experience that I had was of my own creation, because I chose to continue wearing that mask and to not be fully authentic around everyone that I was with. And I really do, like, I'm sending so much love to all the people that I have hurt in the past, and I just really want people to know that I did have good intentions technically, but it doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel that way. It feels very manipulative and fake, and I totally understand that, because it is fake. It's not who I really am. There's, like I said, moments where I am myself, but it's just like this deep conditioning that has been such a huge part of my life, that just coming to terms with it and really understanding what it means is huge. And the fact that I have put together people pleasing and masking as a sandwich, because that's what it is, a shit sandwich, that's really where all of this lies. And if I start creating boundaries, being honest with people, telling how I truly feel, what my real thoughts are, not being all stuck in my analytical mind and thinking, what can I say to please them? What can I say that they want to hear? And actually speaking my truth. And this really has a lot to do with my witch's wound that I've been working through. And it's been coming off in layers. So don't feel discouraged if this is you. If you are a people pleaser, if you are neurodivergent and you have used masking yourself to survive, especially usually in whatever family system you grew up in, like, it takes time and it comes off in layers. It's not something that, this has been years in the making, but really I would say the last 2 to 3 years I have been working on myself and healing, but there have been things that I've healed. It's like, this has been the overarching theme, and it's like a spectrum but through that theme, there's been other things I've been working on and healing through myself, and finding out who I really am at my deepest core, and also finding that in solitude and in times of reflection. But then when I would go out into the real world, it would be like, oh, I forgot everything I've learned because I'm still doing the thing. So it's just being shown the same cycle over and over again. Hurting people, ghosting people, not taking accountability for my actions, and just going silent. And for some toxic dynamics, that's just how it goes. Like, they were toxic, I was toxic. But then for the people who are genuinely and truly just loved me and had great feelings for me and wanted to be close, then, I get avoidant and anxious attachment and all that. So just, this feels like a new chapter for me. And I'm really, really, really so grateful to have this weight off of me. It's like a real feeling of taking off that mask and knowing that everything is going to be okay if I speak my truth. I'm not going to be persecuted like I was in other lives. my ancestors are depending on me, the healing I've been doing for my generational trauma. Like, this is a pivotal point, and really now it's like the world is my oyster. If I can just show up as my authentic self, and of course there's going to be so many mistakes. I keep telling people now when I apologize and take accountability that I am learning, and we're all learning, and we're all growing, and there is no perfect healing. I had this whole like inflated ego about being spiritual and being on my healing journey, and you know, that no one wants to hear that. No one wants that in their face. So this has really given me such amazing clarity. And I want to start a people pleasers anonymous group support group. And I want to meet, you know, once a week, every few weeks, and just have a safe space for everyone to be vulnerable and share their experiences with people pleasing and how it's affected their lives, and ways that we can show up as ourselves and be the sovereign being that we have always been meant to be. So if you are interested at all in joining me on that, please put a comment or send me a direct message. I don't know if you can do that on YouTube, but whatever, I think my email is somewhere on this page. I don't know. Just reach out, and I would love to connect, because I really just want to have some sort of group that can anchor everyone while we're going through this, and while we're really working to rewire our brains and lead with authenticity. So I'm really excited. Please message me if you are interested in joining such a group, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.